Grace,
Hmm?
I never asked you about the results of the election.
Follow one.
Follow one?
Yes. There was
Yep.
no other contender, as far as I know.
How many votes did she
Yep.
get?
That's what I wanted to know. But what was the vote count?
I don't know. I've been waiting for a letter from Mary before I asked her, the town clerk.
Grace,
Hmm?
I never
Oh,
asked you
no.
about the results of
There's
the
my
election.
YouTube again. Usually it's muted. All right. I'm ready when you guys are.
Good. You can start whenever you want.
Okay. The December 14th, 2020 meeting of the Yarmouth Old Kings Highway Historical District Committee is about to convene as a precautionary measure to reduce the spread of coronavirus. This meeting will be held by remote participation. My name is Grace Rogers, and I am the Office Administrator and will be serving as moderator for this virtual meeting. I'll be now turning it over to the committee chair.
My name is Richard Gegenwath, and I'm the chairman of the Old Kings Highway District Committee for the town of Yarmouth. I will begin by taking a roll call to make sure we have a quorum. Bob Wilkins,
Here?
Jane Hildebrand, Rosemary Nichols.
Here.
Okay, and myself, Richard Gegenwath, so there's 4 members of the committee. With a quorum, we'll be looking at 7 items on the agenda tonight. But before we start that, I'd like the moderator to explain how the remote participation will work before proceeding any further.
Thank you, Richard. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, this meeting of the Yarmouth Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access and participate in the proceedings as provided for in the order. Persons who would like to view this meeting while in progress may do so by joining this virtual meeting as an attendee or the live feed on the Town of Yarmouth YouTube channel. You may also listen to the meeting by dialing into the number provided on the notice of meeting. The meeting will also be posted on the Town of Yarmouth YouTube channel for future viewing. Please be patient as we work to overcome any technological challenges with the virtual meeting. For all meetings, all audience participants enter the virtual meeting muted. Participants will be unmuted when called upon to speak by the chair or moderator. If you are not speaking, please mute yourself to avoid unnecessary background noise. Clearly state your name each and every time prior to speaking. Do not use speakerphone or Bluetooth devices when speaking. All votes must be roll call votes. After a motion is made and seconded, the chair will ask for a roll call vote. For applicants and presenters, applicants can use the raise hand button or press *9 on their phone to identify themselves to the chair. The moderator will unmute applicants when they are called upon to speak during their portion of the meeting. Applicants shall identify themselves by first and last name and affiliation. Applications or presentations provided by the applicant will be displayed by the moderator only if asked to do so. If it appears the meeting cannot or should not proceed, then the moderator will recommend that the chair request to continue the hearing to a later date and time. Public comment. During the portions of the hearing designated for public comment, the chair will ask if anyone in the audience has any questions or comments relating to the item being heard. Members of the public may request to speak by selecting the raise hand button or press *9 on their phone and wait for the chair to call on them to speak. Members of the public recognized by the chair are asked to identify themselves by first and last name and affiliation for the public record, and then provide their comment. I will now hand the meeting back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. There are 7 new applications for certificates of appropriateness that are on the agenda for tonight. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including the building, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period, starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway. Our office administrator will be happy to answer any questions you might have with respect to that process. The first item on the agenda tonight is concerned with construction of a single-family dwelling at 67 Sisters Circle. The homeowner is Thomas Tasney. Is Thomas here tonight? We have a chat number 1 there. Is Thomas Tasney here tonight?
I don't see him on the participants.
Hmm. Well, maybe.
Hold on a second, Richard.
Okay.
The agent's here, though.
Ah, good.
I just wanted to make sure I got the name right. Edwin Posada, you should be able to speak if you unmute yourself. Probably just takes a minute to reload back into the meeting.
What's his name, Grace?
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great, great. Good evening, everybody.
And your name, sir?
My name is Edwin Posada.
Ah, okay, Edwin. Good. So welcome to our meeting.
Thank you very much.
It's a one-family house with, 4 bedrooms?
Yes, sir.
And if we look at some of the specifications and things on it, I think Grace will move this along. Good. The spec sheet, so you'd be using hardy plank all around,
Yes,
all 4 sides. And it's a gray color. I saw it, the sample that you had brought in. I was at the office this afternoon, and it's appropriate color. And the shingles are charcoal. Here we go. That's a good match to the color.
that's the siding color.
Good. Okay, now this is a plot plan. Shows that the lot tails off to the back. So there's about 8 feet or so difference between the front and back. You see some of those contour lines are like 80, 82, 84, etc. But it's going to be having a drop off in the back as they do their grading. And
Yes, so it's actually making it a walkout basement.
right, that shows up nicely on the rear view. Could we go to the rear view number 7? That's the front, the two-car garage on the right side. Now, the windows on the front appear to be casement windows. And the windows everywhere else are double hung. And on the spec sheet, it's noted there were 6/6 grills on those. And my question was, what are the grill arrangements on the casement windows?
It will be the same, 6/6.
Okay,
I believe that we can also make them double hung windows if
that's, yeah. They
to
look
keep
like,
the
yeah, they're fairly wide as casement windows go.
yes.
So if you switch them to, you have about the same amount of light coming in and the same egress situation if you switch them. Okay, if we look at the other views. Oops, here we go. So
That didn't scan
the
in.
rear elevation is a little truncated. What we're looking at is the basement, which has a walkout through a sliding glass door. And then there's another sliding glass door above that on the first floor. And the deck,
If I may ask, please.
yes, Ed,
I just wanted to know if we plan to do a patio coming right off of the basement sliding glass door.
yep.
Is that something that needs to be addressed, as far as color
Yeah, no,
through the appropriateness?
right. I don't think it would have to be because it's at ground level. It's be like a step out onto it. And unless if you're putting a wall around it, you know, a stone wall or a masonry wall or railings and stuff, that's visible. And we'd have to look at that separately. But if it's just a patio, flat patio, it wouldn't have to have a certificate of appropriateness.
Great, thank you very much.
Grace, can the top of the house be shown at all on the rear elevation?
Didn't poorly, unfortunately. Hold on, let me see if I can do it with the paper one.
Does the back of the house point towards 6A as Route 6?
Yes.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of trees on the property now. So I imagine you
There are a few, and we're looking to save as many as we can.
yeah, give a buffer, particularly with Route 6. Okay. Any other questions from the other committee members while we're here?
Grace, could we just take one more look at the elevation that's visible from Sisters Circle?
The front elevation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. It wants to load. There we go.
So the double hungs that are going to replace the casement windows will be in exactly the same configuration as we're seeing, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
And is that a door above the two-car garage?
That would be a window.
Okay, thank you.
What will be the grill pattern on that?
6/6 if we're probably gonna have to do a double hung window there.
Sure.
So it's going to be considerably wider than the other 6/6 double hungs.
Look
I
like the
believe
same.
I'm so sorry. I believe if you look at the window schedule, it shows the same width as the ones below the two gables. I believe that may be a rendering issue.
Yeah, it's because it's a dark color there and light on the others. But it looks like it's the same width. They're a little taller.
So these double hungs, the top and bottom sections are going to be wider than the height, correct?
No, it's pretty square.
Each sash is going to be,
Or each sash is going to be a narrower, wide the width of it compared to the height.
the width will be narrower than the height for each sash?
Yeah.
So I'm confused. So we're talking about doubling up over the garage doors? In other words, we're going to have a pair of 6/6s there? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, which is the same across the top. They're before them.
Okay.
They could actually be identical.
Right. We've got, talking about the second floor, if we include that pediment over the garage doors.
Yep.
We've got 8 windows on that array across,
Right.
horizontally across on the second story, correct?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Good. So any other questions? Do I hear a motion on this?
I'll move to approve.
I'll
I'll
second.
second. Paula Morrison.
Hey, Paula. Hi.
Hi.
You could have had your hot toddy and gone to bed. We've got
I've had 2 of them already.
Oh, good. So you're a happy camper.
It's gonna be a wild meeting.
Okay, all those in favor, Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and Richard Gegworth. Aye. So unanimous. You're in good shape now. I don't know if we should put that change from the casement
Ask that.
windows to double hung.
Okay.
In a agenda or what?
Should we modify the resolution after the fact to say as amended?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. And the amendment is that the windows in the front will be double hung windows, replacing the casement windows. And there'll be 6/6 grills, as is all the rest of them in the house. Good. Okay. So if any changes are considered, let us know in advance. But otherwise, we expect when I go out to do a site visit, the house will look like we approved it tonight.
Absolutely.
Good, Ed. So all set on that. We can move on to the second item. This is to remove and replace windows, replace a side door, and replace a storm door at 425 Route 6A. So the doors that will be replacing the old ones are essentially the same, except for the materials. Storm doors, aluminum, black, full view. The wood doors, well, it's still wood, is Essex green.
Oh,
And the trim on these is white. The shutters will be salvaged and continue to be used. So yeah, you might want to show a couple of pictures of the house. It's a very lovely house. This house was built around 1800 and had a long history with sea captains. And not much has been done to the house, so it looks the same as it has for many, many years. And so these improvements will keep it going for a few more years. It had a nice write-up in our book that was published by the town back in, was about 22 years ago, 1998 or so. So if you want to go to that book, which is, I got it here. Old Homes and Gathering Places. It's a typical old Cape Cod house, which initially was half Cape, and then it got added on and on and on to the back. Good. Now the owner is Steve and Susan Flack. Are they here tonight? Or is Tom Takeda?
Yes, this is Tom Turketta.
Good. So this is basically fixing up some equipment that's getting old, right?
That's correct. We're going to take out the existing windows and replace them with the Anderson 400 series. All of the windows are going to match the windows that are there now in configuration. The exterior trim will be the same. It'll be 1x4. All the windows will have sills on them. And there are some casements toward the back. We're removing the casements and putting in new casements as well, but all the same window configurations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the Anderson Architectural series, nice windows.
It's a Woodwright, yes.
Yeah.
so, Mr. Chairman, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the vintage of the windows that you're taking out?
Most of them have been changed over. They're probably 1960s, 1970 windows.
They don't have any period windows in there currently, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Well, it can be an improvement then, certainly. Any other questions? Do I hear a motion on this?
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
Jane Hildebrand motions for it. Do we have a second?
I second it. Rosemary.
Good. Okay. So all in favor? Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself. Aye. So we have a quorum all for it. And so Tom, as you're going along, if there are any changes further that you look to make, please let us know in advance. Okay,
Absolutely.
good. You'll be starting this soon?
We plan on it. As soon as, if we got the approval, we're gonna start it right away.
Good.
We're working on the house now on the inside.
Uh-huh,
This is what I do for work. We do historic houses.
uh-huh. I thought I saw your name a while back.
Yep. I also sit on the Brewster Historical Committee.
Ah, that's it. Good.
Thank you for that.
One other question while I have you, what's the issue on lighting? I had put in for some lighting too, but apparently it hasn't showed up. I put it in at the same time to change some onion lamps.
Onion lamps, yeah.
Nothing.
I should have them. I'm just wondering if they didn't scan in.
Are you just replacing what's there? Are there onion lights there?
Yes, there's on the front entry, there's a smaller one. We want to put just a little bit larger one on the front, move that one around to the side door, and we're going to add another one on a different side door that right now has no light. And there was also two of them that were going to go on the, not onion lamps, but lamps in their little courtyard on the, it's the west facing wall. It's a court, you can't see it from the street, but you can see it from the
Back.
buttons.
Yeah, good. Okay, so otherwise, any other comments, gentlemen? All set?
Are we okay with those changes since it's a like for like?
Right.
Yep. Okay. I move to approve. Rosemary.
I'll second Paula.
Okay, all in favor? Paul Morrison,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
and myself. So you're all set, Tom. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much, Richard.
You're welcome.
Bye now.
Good to see you. Great. Okay. The next item, item 3, is concerning with, it says here, replacement windows at 20 Fortune Road. The homeowners, Diana Mosion and Dennis Lanzetta. However, that didn't get properly advertised, and so we will not be able to handle it tonight. So I'll ask for a motion to
I'll move to table the application.
table for the January meeting. Okay, so
I'll second Rosemary.
good. So all in favor? Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, aye. So we will table that and visit it again next month. Then we come to item 4, which is concerned with replacing windows on 48 Wild Hunter Road. Joseph McCackey is the owner, and Brian Dennison is the agent for Anderson, Renewal by Anderson. So if Brian is here, or Joe,
Someone had a raised hand through a phone. I've promoted them. You should be able to speak.
she may have to, she on a computer?
Through a phone, and they're unmuted. We should be able to hear them.
Do we have Joe or Brian? We're supposed to push the 9 button or something?
Yeah, they've done it correctly. I don't know why we can.
Here we go.
Nope, now they've muted themselves.
Oh,
Now they're unmuted.
maybe the volume needs to be turned up.
I don't know why.
on them.
Could be double muted, like they're unmuted themselves on the Zoom, but maybe their phone is still muted.
That's a good point. If they have an iPhone, I know mine mutes all the time. I could try to call them through my office phone and put them on speaker.
Okay,
I'll try that.
these hookups never go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello, hi. My name is Seth Grizzy. I'll be the representative for the Michael Sky project with Renewal by Anderson.
okay. Good,
Sorry about that.
good. Well, we'll start taking a look at the data that you've provided us on the form.
Okay.
And if we have questions, you'll be able to help us out with that.
Yes, I will definitely help you out with it.
Okay, so these are basically what, 400 series?
These are Fibrex windows with Renewal by Anderson. They're a composite material that have the look of wood.
Yep,
So they are not the 200 series or the 400 series.
okay. And these are made to basically fit and replace the one that is there. You just take them out and put these in. So that-
We will be rebuilding the whole bay window in the front. We have to do full frame replacement with that.
uh-huh,
And the back, we will be doing the same full frame replacement with new exterior trim, new windows. So
okay,
both will be completely changed out.
okay. But basically the similar size, right?
Correct. Yep, they're going to fit in the same openings. We are not
Yeah.
widening the opening, lowering it, or adjusting the actual size of the openings. They will stay the same.
Good. Okay.
We are changing the grill patterns, though.
Yeah, that number 15 is,
Yep.
well, actually, the, yeah,
So the grill patterns that we'll be doing in the back and the front window will be a 1-to-1 ratio. The middle windows in the back and the front will be the only reconfiguration of grill patterns that we'll be doing.
right.
What's the new grill pattern?
It's going to be in the middle window. It's going to be 4 wide and 2 high.
Okay.
The side windows that you see in the bay that's been pulled up right now, those are going to be, well, we're planning on changing those to casements. So they will not be double hungs. And in the back, the side windows in that as well will be casements instead of double hungs. So that is also another design change that we plan on doing.
But same grill pattern?
Yeah, as it's shown.
Same grill pattern in the side windows, correct.
So now the center window is going to match the side windows.
Yeah,
That's much better.
It will, yeah, it will look much better. It'll be a lot less busy. It will be 4 wide, 2 high, so it'll match the grill patterns in the side windows, which will be a 2 wide and 2 high, as you can see in those separate parts. But as a casement window will be 2 wide and 4 high. So the
Right.
ratio will be a 1-to-1.
yeah,
Mhm.
good.
Good move.
Yeah, it'll be a
Thank you.
less busy look.
It's very busy, and that was my suggestion when I was meeting with the customer to do a little design change to kind of open it up, make it a little more uniform as far as grill pattern goes throughout the house.
Yeah.
That back window and the bay window are actually in the same room. The back window is a dining room, and the front window is the living room portion. So it'll have some consistency on the inside as well for kind of more consistency in the same room as well.
Yeah, good. Any other questions, gentlemen? Good. Then to hear a motion,
I'll move to approve the application.
Second,
second was Jane Hildebrand. Good. And Bob Wilkins is. So all those in favor of this job, these windows as outlined? Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
aye,
Jane Hildebrand,
aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gegenwith. Aye. Good. Well, thank you for coming now and clarifying these things for Anderson renewal tonight.
You're very, very welcome. And again, thank you all for your time, and sorry about the audio complication there.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
I know. Okay. I'm kind of forgetting to ask for a butters. I don't know if anyone has put up any alerts on that, but
I haven't seen any hands raised. I've been watching it.
yeah, good. Number 5 is removing a sliding glass door, replacing it actually with windows, and then reshingling the section that gets disrupted. And this is at 11 Chalk Hill Road. Elizabeth Hanson is the owner, and Skyla Hemmendinger is the agent. So perhaps we have Skylar or Elizabeth here tonight.
I've promoted the Council of MLS.
Hello, it's Elizabeth Hanson.
Good, welcome.
Thank you.
These are Harvey Classic windows, which we've seen before. 6/6 grill patterns. And the trim on the windows is also white. The pine trim 1x4s. The grill pattern 6/6, isn't that? There's 2 skylights, which are fixed.
Yep, and the skylights would be in the back, which is not visible from the road or other properties.
Right, good. So let's see. Yeah, here's the front view of the house. Now the door we're talking about is between the chimney and the garage,
Correct.
and that would go out. And similarly in the back, that will go out as well. And then it will be replaced by windows, which have a smaller surface area. As you can see where the skylights are. And the 2 windows below are where the door was, I think.
Yep.
So it should be a much warmer room. Less loss of heat out through the glass. And it looks good compared to all the window clusters further down the house from an architectural point of view. And that's set back a bit there too.
Mhm.
And these are what, Terratone?
They're a neutral gray, the Velux.
Is that what they call it?
Yep.
So the grills are between the glass?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, looks like it'd be a nice job when it's done.
Mhm.
So do we have a motion on this,
I move to approve. Rosemary?
Rosemary?
I'll second, Bob.
Good, okay. All those in favor? Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gagenwarth. Aye. Very nice.
Any butters?
No abutters, I guess, huh? Okay. Okay, so then the next item on the agenda is over to 227 Pine Street, which we reviewed informally previously. And we asked them to do a landscape plan to go with it. And so that's the Cape Cod and Islands Council of the Boy Scouts of America. Bruce Hamilton is the agent for construction of a new multipurpose building at 227 Pine Street. So Bruce, I would expect to be here, and maybe his colleagues.
Bruce and Mike are both here, and I've promoted them to panelist. They just need to unmute. They're probably re-entering the meeting.
And are there any abutters present?
There seems to be a handful. Let me bring this up on the screen.
Are you ready for us?
Yes.
Okay, good evening. I'm Mike Riley. I'm the Scout Executive for the Cape Cod and Islands Council, the Executive Director of the Council. As we've been before you before, we're proposing a multi-purpose building up at fairly close to the entrance to Camp Reno, 227 Pine Street.
Yep.
The building is, I'll let Bruce take care of all the details on that, but our purpose here is we're in need of a year-round multi-use building that can accommodate fairly large groups and also restrooms. We don't have anything like that on the property at all. And the closest thing is our dining hall, which is not in a good location for where we need it at the present time and into the future. So that's why we're here. And I'll let Bruce get into the details of what we're proposing as far as the building itself goes.
Good. Thank you, Mike.
Good evening. This is Bruce Hamilton, a principal architect.
Hi, Bruce. So this is the north side, which is the main entrance. And the parking is to the right, which is kind of behind the building relative to the Pine Street. The on the spec sheet, it showed two different colors for the shingles. Your picture there had black, and it says black with weathered wood underneath. So one of them is correct. Which one?
Can you go to the rendering, please? Yeah, so we have a gray exterior with white trim around the windows in the entrance area.
Right.
At the entrance area and also above the windows on this rendering, my project architect, Brittany Blinn, and I spent time in Yarmouth looking at historic buildings throughout Yarmouth.
Yeah.
And we noted particularly that there were some historic buildings that had not just a plain flat trim, but they had some really architectural features above the doors and the windows, and that's what we're proposing for the Boy Scouts.
Yep.
And we even noted that we also added some shutters on the building. And once we passed the Yarmouth Firehouse on their second story, they had shutters. So I told Brittany, that's it, we're putting shutters on.
Now the shingles on the roof, are they going to be black?
No, it'd be a dark charcoal gray.
Charcoal gray, moray sometimes they call. Yeah, good. So that's the north elevation. And we can move the south elevation. And here we have shutters and nice trim around the windows. Good overhangs. And then the west side where the parking is. Again, the shutters on the lower first floor. So it's looking much more Cape Cod, Yarmouth Port style. Right, good.
Yeah, that's what you see on the screen now are the door and window details. Like I mentioned a little earlier, we paid a special attention to the historic buildings in Yarmouth. And what I found fascinating is they don't have flat stock in a lot of these buildings. It's really nice trim.
Yes.
So that's what we're suggesting for this particular training facility.
Great. The overall height is about 30 feet.
Yes,
Actually less, it's 25.
25.
25.
I can put my glasses on.
Good. Oh, yeah. I can read it here. Good. Yeah,
On this particular slide, if I may pipe in a little bit, it was suggested at the last meeting, what's this going to look like from Pine Street?
yes.
And one of the suggestions was maybe one view. And what we've done, we've given you 3 views from Pine Street, but we also gave some views, as you can see by the arrows, what it's going to look like around the building with the proposed landscaping.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go back to item number 1.
Item number 1 as in,
It'd be picture number 1, I'm sorry,
no, it's all right.
from the arrow.
From the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
What I'm looking for is number 3 would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so number 3, I mean, this was taken in the fall of the existing buffer between Pine Street and the building, proposed building location.
Right.
In the spring and summer, I don't think you'd see too much of that building.
Right.
It's going to be fairly well screened. And
The
if
picture
I
was
may
taken-
add, it looks like a Cape Cod building with the articulation and the scale that we presented.
Good.
Yeah, that's number 2. Number 1, again, I think once the spring and summer, the top part of that proposed building, you won't see. So as opposed to giving you 1 view from Pine Street, we gave you 3.
Good. So the trees around the foundation are a little bit away from the building.
Yes.
Like pine trees and spruce and elm.
Yes, these are what we would call landscaping suggestions based on what you would see on Cape Cod in the Northeast, and particularly Cape Cod.
It's a mixture of holly and rhododendron and some yews. I'm not a plant person, but mainly it was things that, considering that we've got sandy soil, acid soil, what's native to here, what's going to grow here, what's going to be resistant to deer, what's going to attract birds and pollinators. So try to take all those things into consideration.
Plus they'll be green all year round.
That's, yep, low maintenance, not something that needs constant trimming and all that. And that also, like the yews and things, the yews, won't grow real fast and won't get up even high enough to block the windows.
Yeah.
I wish I'd thought of with my own house.
Right. Well, most people, 10 years after they put them in, they're so big, they take them out and put smaller ones in again. Good.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
may I speak?
sure, Paula.
So looking at the renderings of the 1, 2, 3 from Pine Street in the fall, it looks a bit barren in the fall. I don't find the building offensive at all. I think it's very nice, but I think if you're talking about hiding it a little bit, it looks like it could use a few evergreens that stay green, sort of just along the road. I don't know, these are all deciduous trees and they're all bare right now.
Yeah.
And that building is totally visible from the street. I just think it could use a few evergreens like arborvitaes or something, sort of along the street there.
Yeah, I think the concern is the scale, and we've reduced the scale greatly. And I agree that a lot of thought has been given to the design and making it compatible with Cape local architecture, but it's still a very big building, and in relationship to buildings in the neighborhood, certainly. So I agree with Paula. The landscaping that's around the building isn't really going to do very much to obscure any portion of the building. And I do think that that there has to be some more attention given to landscaping closer to the road.
Very close to the road, you mean like 25 feet away from the road, I would think. Not very real close to the road.
Well, maybe sort of where the trees currently are. In this view, and certainly in this one view, I mean, how far back would you say that is? 20 feet, maybe 15, 20 feet, something like that?
The closest point of the building to the road is 98 feet.
Right. No, we're talking about the trees now. So,
well, it's 98 feet. So if you put them halfway between the building and the road, they'd be back about 50 feet. So you'd want them maybe further forward.
Closer, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chairman, but the closer to the road, the better they hide the building. The closer you get to the building, the less effective they are in hiding the building.
Yeah.
So I would advocate for more than half. I would say maybe 20 feet from the road.
Yeah, 20 feet.
Mike Riley, this is Bruce. We can certainly do that.
Okay.
All we did was just take the existing buffer.
Right.
Yeah.
Put the design into the existing buffer.
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any abutters present to this project?
Yes. Let's see. Nicole Graham will be the first. I'll promote her to panelist. Nicole, you can speak. You can speak, Nicole, if you're ready. But I know your microphone's not working. It says that you're not muted, though. If you have anything plugged in, I know sometimes like earphones or so forth can make it complicated for computer audio.
Do we have anyone else, Grace? Maybe we can come back to Nicole.
Okay. If you have a smartphone too, Nicole, if you want to use that instead, sometimes that helps for me when I have computer issues. Are there any other abutters? If you want to raise your hand to speak. No one's raising their hand presently. I know that we had 2 written comments submitted. This is one of the first comments that was submitted to be considered.
So this letter is addressed to Beth Vazella. Is this currently applicable?
Yes, I think the person that submitted it just thought that Beth was still the office
Okay, so
administrator.
Well, it's talking about the stone veneer though. That's the old rendition
Yeah,
with the stone veneer.
right. Yeah, it was a taller building and it's come down at least 5 feet.
They may not have known that there had been updates to the rendering since then.
Right.
And what is the date of the letter?
This was emailed to me Monday, November 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they've been updated.
Yeah.
And then the second one.
These people on Duck Pond Road.
And that's from November 29th. Is everyone all set with these?
Yeah.
Nicole, if you want to try again with your microphone. You're on mute.
Hi, it's Nicole.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. This is Phil Sheeny with me, and he's going to be representing my concerns tonight.
Good evening. Phil Cheney, I'm a landscape designer here in town. And I've just looked at listened to the proposal so far and looked at the plan that I've seen. And I agree there's still a lot of concerns as far as screening of the building. I know the property well, drive by it frequently, and all of the trees in the zone between the street and the structure are all high limbed. There's very little underbrush. There's really not a lot of screening that's going to be there on a year-round basis, including the summer and especially in the winter, as you pointed out. So there's a lot of room to filter in there some more screening trees just to create a better buffer. There's also the existing roadway. There's a driveway that cuts across through there, which is going to be a wide open view through as well. It runs diagonally from northeast to alongside where the east side of the building is proposed. And so that also connects over to the right. So that really needs to be closed off in some way, and I would say screened, because that's going to be a direct view right into the property there, both from the street and from the houses across the way. Making that even a little worse, if I'm reading the plan correctly, the septic leach field is scheduled to go to the north and east of the building, to the east of the parking lot. So there's that large area of trees between the roadway, the driveway that's currently there now, and the proposed parking lot would have to be cleared. Yeah, where you see the number 4 there, for the views. Yeah, right underneath the number 4, it does say septic leach field area. Yep, area for sanitation, sanitary system. So that means that that entire area there is going to be clear cut and graded flat for the leach field to go in. So there's going to be very little screening left, especially on that end between the road and the parking lot. And from the northeast view, from that number 4 and number 8 viewpoint, you're going to be seeing right through down the existing driveway, across the cleared leach field area to both the parking lot and the new building. So that either needs to be addressed with a lot more screening, or I do wonder if there is a more appropriate place for the leach field that could leave that section of trees, which is currently a fair amount of woods between the existing driveway and the proposed parking, that can be left intact. I see areas possibly to the north of the parking lot, up beyond the to the very north end, and wonder even possibly to the south of the new driveway, if that would be a possibility as well. But that's going to just wipe out most of the screening that's there now. And particularly with, we're assuming there's going to be some night lighting on the parking lot, in particular along the house, there's going to be really nothing to obstruct that from the street.
We have no objection to adding more screening. We were figuring we were going to be putting screening right down that driveway that will be abandoned anyway, because we wanted to do something to get that growing on there. And likewise, once the leach bed is in, that's got to remain, grass on top, and we can also add additional screening on top of that, and plants that'll grow up and hide the building. As far as lighting goes,
you really can't put trees or plants of any significance on top of a leach field.
Right. But there's plenty of room, I think, between the leaching field and the road. There's of the order of 50 feet there.
Which very little of that is vegetated now.
Right.
Because of the driveway and what's there. That area, it's a very narrow neck between, to the above the 4 and the 8 there in the drawing.
No.
There's really not going to be much left, that little wedge of existing trees. So that's going to be just really wide open.
What about relocating the leaching field as was suggested? Is that a difficult thing to do?
It shouldn't be, as long as there's room. I know you can't go on the pond side of the parking lot, but I can't see any reason at this point why it couldn't go to the north of the parking lot, the very far north. This should be any grade issues or any water table issues up in an area like that. And again, possibly to the very south of the new driveway, that area is already cleared, so that conceivably could be a candidate as well. But yes, it seems like a shame to wipe out that nice thick area, probably 20 or 30 feet deep of existing trees, for the leach field on that side.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question for the agents.
What is that?
Have the agents gone to discuss with building or health or zoning regarding anything?
we have discussed this with health and a little bit with building. But also too, with this design being so radically different than what the original was, and the building location being changed, all those things we haven't been back to them with all that yet. But certainly that, we're not averse to discussing it and seeing what we can do to make it work. I guess the only other issue to address is lighting, and we have lights over there now on other buildings that are nearby. We have a light on the sign that is right within a few feet of where the building will be now. Those lights don't have to be on 24/7. They're not on 24/7. The light on the sign is on dusk to dawn, but that's an easy thing to control. And when, yes, we have something going on there, the lights will need to be on when it gets dark. But once the event is over, the lights do not need to remain on. They will not. There's no plan to keep them on just constantly.
Yeah, will there be any security lighting on the building for a continual basis?
Maybe over by the north entrance.
I do think that
I
the
think-
lighting issue is huge. Parking lot lighting is just very bright. I don't know if you can put lights in there that would be less luminous, but the purpose of lighting in a parking lot is to be luminous. So I can understand the amount of light in that parking lot being an issue. And the only way to hide it, I guess, would be to have very mature evergreens in front. I mean, that's the only answer, I think.
This is Bruce Hamilton. We could certainly provide a hedge in that existing buffer zone, and also suggested pine trees or softwoods that you wouldn't even see the building from Pine Street.
There you go.
And we didn't want to get into that existing buffer because I was a little hesitant to do that, but we will do that for sure. And we can actually provide a hedge outside that proposed septic, and the softwoods, you would never see it. The building I'm referring to.
Right.
No, and the landscape, the lighting would be down lights. They have baffles on, so the lights shine exactly down on the parking lot. They don't expand further than that. That's how we deal with that.
That sounds like an answer.
Mhm. Yeah, there'd be a lot less light pollution as long as the lights are shining downward.
Yeah, they'd be shining down on the parking lot only, not outside the parking lot.
There'd be lighting on the entrance drive.
Small lights, not actually street lights.
Yeah, much of the solution would lie, in my opinion, in having sufficient evergreen screening through in there. Pines are a great start. Obviously, I don't think you want anything that's going to look too much like a hedge. I'm not a big fan of that term in there, but something that's going to look more natural, like the forest there. White pines and so forth could really work in a spot like that. American holly could also work. I think some low enough type screening to also take out the headlights. There's going to be a lot of headlights going to be coming right across the street from the parking lot. So yeah, I think lighting is going to be probably the biggest issue, and that's the answer is adequate screening. I haven't seen a landscape plan. All I see is a site plan. Nothing I've seen of landscape as far as some symbols on a rendering.
Yeah, going back to the existing buffer, we could stagger those softwoods, not in a line, but stagger them throughout that buffer so it looks like it was existing. That's the intent.
Yeah.
Well, I
just think it would be important for us to see, it'd be important for us to see what the lighting really is planned to be and what the amount of screening is proposed.
Yeah, I think that was the point I was getting to. We've made a lot of progress, but there's some more to be made. And I think we need to see a very detailed landscape plan and lighting plan.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Very good.
Are there any other comments, observations, questions before I move to table the application predicated on a detailed lighting plan and landscape?
I don't know if there's any other abutters that would like to speak.
Would they be able to get back to us? And we have, I think, just one meeting in January, isn't it? January 11th.
The 11th and the 25th.
25th, too.
So do you need a motion, Mr. Chairman?
I was just asking Bruce Hamilton or Mike Riley, if they'd be able to come back in that time period.
Yep.
Okay,
So address those issues.
good.
To him.
Okay, so now, Bob,
Right, I'll move to table the application until the first January meeting.
I'll second. Rosemary.
okay. All in favor of tabling it to the first meeting in January? Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gagan. So we've made a lot of progress, and I think a few things can get nailed down at the next meeting. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in tonight. And wish you happy holidays.
Hi, Mike.
Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in January.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next month, next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye now. Okay.
Hello, Mike. I wasn't expecting that.
All right. Last item on the agenda is the construction of a single-family home at 6 Ellis Circle. The homeowners are Richard and Janet Kaiser, and Pleasant Bay Homes is the agent. So
Get a few people to come out.
okay, so we have weatherwood shingles on the roof, hardy plank, white hardy plank on the front, and natural cedar shingles on the sides and the rear. For a screen doors, including the garage, and the garage doors look like white, just the front doors are screen. We have double hung windows, Anderson, silver line, 6/6 grills, shutters for a screen. Deck is fiberglass railings and AZAC flooring, decking. Good. Okay, so this is the layout. It's a corner house. So the driveway is on one street, and the front of the house is on the Ellis Circle. Yeah, the where that red dot is 6 Ellis Circle, that whole lot is pretty wooded at this point. A mix of deciduous and evergreens. These are houses in the neighborhood.
Are there any abutters present?
We have a few attendees, but I'm not sure if they'd like to speak or not. No one's raising a hand thus far.
How about the homeowners? Are they here?
No, but I have the agents.
Good. Okay, so this is the garage doors on that side street, Meadows Lane. And transom windows in the garage. Awning windows on the other section. And then this is the back, which it looks like one long roof, but it's not, because these are stepped on the right. Those two windows are in the garage, and that hooks back. So the yeah, the two left windows here are in the garage. Good. It looks similar to a lot of the houses over in that area. The covered porch. Good. Any other questions or comments?
I think that corner is begging for a house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty well built up over there. There aren't many lots available. Yeah, that's a little fireplace thing on the side. I take it. Does the builder have any things to say that we're not noticing? On that last picture, it had, here we go. It says the porch slab, railing and post on site by others. But in the spec sheet, it had, I thought, a deck with AZAC decking. Maybe that's the front, where the front porch is. So is the builder here? Can he comment on this? He is not unmuted.
Having trouble with your audio. It says you're muted. Now you're unmuted. Nope, we cannot still hear you. You don't have any headphones or anything plugged in? No, I'm not sure why we can't hear you. You don't have any headphones or anything plugged in?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So the picture is
Okay,
showing your name, sir?
I'm Richard Kaiser.
Okay.
I don't know where the
Pleasant Bay Homes is not
Pleasant
there.
Bay home is. Why they're not hooked up.
Yeah. So the picture is showing your name, sir?
I'm Richard Kaiser. I don't know where the
Pleasant Bay Homes.
why they're not hooked up.
So Rich, is Richard there to speak?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Good. Okay, on this drawing, it shows a porch slab, railing, and post. That's the front door, right? Where that's showing?
Sounds right. We're looking at the side view now.
It's a side view with the garage.
Right.
And looking down to the front door.
Yes.
Is where that railing is.
Right. That there's a railing that goes out and then across. You see more of it from the front view, of course.
Yeah, right. And that's going to have a slab flooring, I take it, according to this note.
Yes. Yes, it will.
All right. And then on the back, because in the data sheet, the specification sheet, it said there was a deck with AZEK decking and,
That's right.
And I think composite railings.
Correct. That's a ground level deck. It's comes out at the level of the rear door.
Yeah.
And it might be a foot high, whatever it takes to get down to the ground from that level.
Like one step.
Yeah. There's no railing.
Yeah, that showed up on the rear view.
Okay.
Which is number 22, I guess. Yeah, that's the rear view.
Right.
So the deck would be near that door.
That's right.
At ground level.
Correct.
Almost. But, okay. And that was something like 14 by 16, if I recall.
That's an estimate. Yes.
Good. Okay. So that'll be built in right away at the beginning, right? So.
Well, certainly after the house shows up, as
Yeah.
it is built, obviously. You know, but
Because you need something to step out of the door.
correct.
Without
Correct. That's right.
deck.
Yeah. Everything else has a stairways down, but that comes out on the deck. There's a garage door that has steps in the side view.
In the side view, yeah.
There's a small door on the front of the garage and one on the rear of the garage. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, not that view. It would be the side view.
There you go. Right there. Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, it's a garage door.
Yeah, I'm online with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich Kaiser's. Okay. Okay, let me try that. Hold on. I found my agent. And can you call him? His phone number is, oops, just lost it. We'll look it up. Bear with me. Okay. Okay. He's at 508.
Yep.
430.
Yep.
2510.
You said 2510?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, he's, for some reason, he's not be able to hook up through Zoom.
Would he be able to call in if you were to send him 1301?
Okay, hold on. Let me text that to him.
Yeah, no worries.
The number is, let's see, hold on. Almost there. John Bowden. And okay, now the number is what?
1301
1301
715 8592.
Okay, I'll text that to him. But anyway, the view you're looking at from the right side, you can see the rear garage door on the right.
Yep.
And that would have to have step down or whatever it takes, because that's the deck doesn't go to that door.
Yep. Yeah, it's really, the picture doesn't show how far back this is. You know, the main part of the house is kind of long until you get to the garage. So there's a big setback, that part of the drawing.
I guess the blueprint is probably, you know, the, what is your number? The one that shows that's it. That sort of shows
Right, the top view.
the house shape on the lot.
Yeah.
And I think that probably gives you the best perspective as to, you know, you can see the garage on the lower left hand of the lot pointing towards Ellis.
Yep.
The address of the house is 6 Ellis, even though that's the narrower side of the lot. But that's where we're bringing the cars in, and the mailbox would be there. So you could find our house with our address that way.
Yep.
And of course, since the lot is shaped the way it is, most of the house faces Mattis.
Yep.
And so that's why the layout is the way it is. There's certainly 30-foot setbacks on the street sides, and really 20 feet on the other sides, even though we're only required to do 6 feet because of grandfather and rules of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
But we're still 20 feet because I want a backyard.
Good.
You see the septic system is in front of the house. That is towards the Mattis side, that little square section there.
Yeah.
We've already done perk tests, and that system's designed and should go well in that location.
Yeah, oftentimes they take several perk tests at different spots on the lot.
Okay.
Find the best one.
Yeah, they seem to do a lot of digging already.
Yeah.
But, and it did drain very quickly. You know, it is very sandy soil, so I don't think they're very. And plus, it was inspected by the health department rep.
Right, they usually go out and do that.
And I'm not. There's the. There is a. I think we have a landscaping drawing here somewhere. If you're interested in that. Try to maintain the trees we can.
There's a buffer.
Not sure which number it is, but there is a sketch there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm down there.
Hello. There you go.
Can you see me?
Yep.
No, I can't hear myself, Johnny.
There you go.
Okay.
So there's another layout showing, try and maintain all the trees that are there that we can.
Yeah.
A small piece of grass around the house. My wife insists on that.
Well, where it says foundation plantings is about where the septic is. So
Well, there shows a line moving further inside the sidewalk there.
uh-huh.
I think it's the septic starts at least the leaching field is probably just past the walkway.
Yeah. So say it's
And
right
the plantings are
where
kind of inside the walkway. Does that make any sense? Anyway, if whoever's from Pleasant Bay, if you're there, feel free to jump in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sorry, we're having some issues with the audio, obviously. I can see myself on the screen, but now we're using a cell phone to make it work.
Good. Well, we hear you.
Okay. So would you mind repeating the question? I'm sorry I missed the last minute or so.
Yeah. When we were trying to reach you, we were discussing the porch and the deck.
Yep.
And Richard was to the rescue there since we couldn't make contact with you. So
Yeah, I heard you.
Question.
I heard you. You thought that the front porch was going to be poured, and it's actually all wood frame, pressure treated, and decked over with AZEK decking.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And there's a skirt around the whole porch, of course, that is made with AZEK also.
Oh, good.
So there's no pour concrete around the house anywhere.
Oh, okay. Good. The driveway is gravel or blacktop?
So far, that's what we have in mind, yes.
Good. So, any other questions? Committee members? Is this stick built on the site?
Now, this is a modular home coming from Pennsylvania in 4 pieces.
Uh-huh.
And that will be set on site, of course, on the foundation.
Yep.
And we doing all the site work, meaning from the building permit, foundation, septic system. We need to hire plumbers, electrician, flooring people. All the siding is done here. So at the end of the day, it's impossible to tell it's a modular home.
Right. Yep. Yeah, my first house on Cape Cod was a modular.
Must have been a beautiful home.
It was. It still is. The people are really happy with it.
Glad to hear that.
Well, I'll move to approve the application.
I'll second, Paula.
Very good. Okay. All those in favor? Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gegenwath. Aye. So good luck with it, and hope you have good weather now for building for a while.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We can get only better at this.
Yes, we have problems every meeting, Chuck, so don't feel
Thank you.
badly. It's kind of par for the course, but we got
Thank you.
through it well. Thank you.
Happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you. And
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Well, we got a lot done. Just as well that number 3 was postponed. 'Cause, I told Marilyn we'd finish up around 9, and we're almost there. So that's good. Good. So new business is the meeting schedule, which was sent out a few days ago. And it looked pretty straightforward. Here we go. The meeting's January 11th and 25th. So 2 a month on down through until next December, which ends up being on the 13th.
Hopefully, we'll be able to meet in person at some point.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe around March, April.
So do we need to move on this?
It should be voted in.
I'll
Yes.
move to approve.
You disapprove?
No.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. You want me to pull them all?
Every vote will be a roll call vote.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
Paula Morrison.
Aye.
Now, Paula,
What about you, Richard? You haven't.
I said yes at the beginning. Paula,
Yes, sir.
you're still awake.
I am, just barely.
How was your trip?
It was awesome.
What did you get?
I want to show you. I don't know if you can see this. Can anybody see this?
Are we going to adjourn the meeting?
Awesome. Congratulations.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Rosemary Nichols,
Okay.
Jane Hildebrand,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and Richard Gagenworth. Aye. Put that up quick again.
You're good, Paula.
What's that?
You're
Your vehicle.
You fix your